Hello, Maria Peth here with Maria's Angelic Enlightenment. And I just got done teaching a class on the Ho Oponopono. And I thought I was recording that class, but it ended up not being recorded. So I'm doing it here, a bit of a synopsis of the class for you so that those that want to hear or listen are able to. So I'm Maria Peth with Maria's Angelic Enlightenment. I'm an angel reader, a life coach, an author, and a spiritual teacher. I help people to connect with their angels and loved ones that have made a transition and to build a life of hope and spiritual growth and opportunity for themselves and those that they love. Today, the legend of Ho Oponopono. So Ho Oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian forgiveness prayer or mantra. Ho Oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian mantra, healing mantra, a cleansing mantra, a mantra to bring love and light in situations that may be dire. The legend or the story goes that Dr. Ihaleakala Dr. Len of Hawaii, on the mainland of Hawaii, working in a criminally insane mental institution, was able to bring healing to every patient in that ward and even to the employees and workers. This information is actually written in more detail in a book that Joe Vitale wrote. And Joe Vitale, spelled Vitale, I believe. Let me think. Yes, Vitale. And in the book Zero Limits, he wrote a powerful story of how a therapist was able to heal criminals in a mental institution without ever visiting them. This Dr. Ihaleakala Hew Len PhD began to work on himself. He actually said he was not going to meet one-on-one with patients, but he worked on this healing prayer, this cleansing prayer of self-love, and he recited the Ho Oponopono and cleansed the patients, healed the patients in the State Mental Institute in the 1980s. The ward at that time of the criminally insane was a dangerous place. Nobody wanted to work, and there wasn't much healing going on. Dr. Len agreed to review the files of the patients, but never to directly work with any patients. And they were able to allow such an experience because they were having a hard time keeping employees. They were having a very hard time keeping psychiatrists and other psychiatric support staff. And what happened is that Dr. Len began to review files, and he recited the Ho Oponopono. And Ho Oponopono actually has 4 components. And the 4 components in the English language is I am, I'm goofing up here. The 4 components are: number 1, please forgive me. Number 2, I am sorry. Number 3, I love you. Number 4, thank you. So reciting this mantra over and over again, please forgive me. I am sorry. I love you. And thank you, brought healing over the 3 to 4 years that Dr. Len worked with the files of these patients. That is expressed in the book Zero Limits, that he actually had an effect on the personnel first, that the personnel began to enjoy coming to work, and they were becoming much more vigilant about their work. And then that again filtered out and began to work and support the the patients, and then patients got out more, and then patients were more more calm and comfortable, and then eventually they completely had to close the ward down because they didn't have any more patients. And that is kind of like the miracle of the Ho'oponopono. This prayer is very adaptable to today's world and what we have going on, and the many unfortunate circumstances that have happened in this last week since Mr. Floyd had an untimely death, a tragic death at the knee to his throat, to his fifth energy center, keeping him from speaking and breathing, and then eventually taking his life. And unfortunate events that were building up in the chemistry of all of the nation. The chemistry of the nation like had been cooking for a long time. There has been a bit of civil unrest for quite some time, and it felt like this was the precipitating tipping point, a shift. And this shift, just finally took people to the end. And as we know, we have had the peaceful demonstrations, which are very beneficial and a human right. But then we have some looting and rioting, which is unfortunately against the laws of the land. And that looting and rioting is kind of the anger that has been under the fabric of many people of color, and many years of suppression. And so it's time for the reparation, to pay reparation to what the United States did as an early colony to to enslave people of other nations. And everyone, of course, is an equal. Every human is an equal, and we're coming to that understanding. We're coming to that normalcy. We have to have the kind of like the chaos, and then there's norming that happens, and then chaos, and then norming that happens, and it is a time that has come. Again, it's unfortunate that there is riot, but what can the spiritual person do? What can we do? What can Ho'opono do? Ho'oponopono, the again ancient Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, of peace. What can that bring? Of healing, what can that bring? Well, as a light worker, as a star seed, as a galactic child of the universe, as a spirit, as a soul, as a Christian, as a person who believes or doesn't believe, as an agnostic, as a person, a human of the earth, we have signed up to be here at this time. And light workers, we can put ourselves in a category. We can put ourselves, star seeds, in a category. You can put the different star colonies in a category. But the truth is that we're light, and we are all one fabric. And the fabric of light is actually the work of a beautiful book that I'm going to be teaching on soon, The Field of Compassion. This field of compassion is the interweaving of the consciousness of all humanity. And what one person can do is powerful, right in their peacefulness, right in their own light, right in their own quiet time, right in their own faith, right in their own hope. Because we are a reflection of what we responsibly decide and take on as creating our world. So in my world, I have health. In my world, I have a beautiful office. In my world, I have a home. I have food on the table. In my world, I have a way to sustain myself. I feel that this is responsibility that I have taken to create this, and you have too. And in your world, you are responsible for the outcomes that are around you, and the things that you focus on, the energy you focus on, the energy you put out there does have its effect on you. So putting out a state of compassion, a sense of love, a sense of please forgive these people that are lost right now. I am truly sorry that their emotions and their world and their past and their experiences have been so dire. I love you. I love them. I love this state, this country, this city, this particular area. You can pray for this and then thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being part of humanity. Thank you for being a part of the divine consciousness, the weave of consciousness in our world. The field of compassion is real. Um, in all of this, there is still the COVID virus going on, and that is real. And the riots are real. And what happened to Mr. Floyd is real. But we don't have to live there as people of spiritual understanding, as people of the light, as the I am. We can take to our hearts and to the consciousness of love, and we can expand that by saying prayerful, in setting prayerful intentions for those of us that need it. It is the very same as opening up a phone book, which used to be available in our world and now no longer is so available. But an exercise that a former priest had us do when I was a young high school soul was a challenge of praying for others, and said, open up a phone book to any page and pray, for each of the people, saying their last name and saying a prayer of love and good intentions for each of them. It was a powerful exercise, and I didn't know the effects that it may have had on those people that I prayed for when I practiced that, but I did find it to be very rewarding for me because it brought inner peace for me, and peace begins with each one of us. If we can find inner peace, A Course in Miracles says, then the world will find peace as well. So aim to find peace, and it's okay to be disheartened. It's okay to to be angry. It's okay to advocate, but the reaction doesn't have to be one of attack. The reaction can be one of compassion, of collaboration, of peaceful demonstration, of intent to bring a unity and collaboration and understanding, and then take action in the way that we may change the way the world works in the future, perhaps in legislation or even the way that we train the various services in our world, so that we are more collaborative, that we do see everyone as being this human magnificence, this divinity within each person, the Lord, the Jesus within each person, the angel in each person, the divinity, the sovereignty of each person. Use and ask for God's grace to work through you and for you and with you as you pray for the various capitals in our nation that are under unrest, and to bring reparation for what has happened to generations of Black Americans and other minorities that may have been affected. In this time, it is a time of great awakening, and the great awakening reminds you that you are divine, that you are soulful. So pray, Ho Oponopono. Please forgive me. I am sorry. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. This has been Maria Peth with Maria's Angelic Enlightenment. My podcast launched just a little bit. The new podcast episode launched at 10 a.m. Maria's Angelic University, and you can find it on Spotify. If anybody wants to help me to get that on Apple iTunes, I welcome your support. Thank you for listening. I will be on Angelic Enlightenment, my Facebook business page on Friday at 11 with a message for you from Whispers of Angels, the angelic whispers. Be well. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much love.